sometimes look at the way the opposition set up. You know, they come here, and I think from minute one they've probably looked at us and thought we're a sort of youngish team, not very big in stature, i.e. 6-footers, powerhouses, and you know they've come and they've kicked us off the park, in all fairness, didn't they? You know, before the first yellow card, I think they could have probably had 2 or 3, and I went to see the referee about that at half time and said, you know, I don't think you're given as much protection before the 2 yellows and a red. You know, I think they could have had two other ones. There was one on Mills just down here where he's hooked it on forward. The lads come through with a high foot. That's just a standard yellow card, that is. And he said he wanted to try and keep his cards in his pocket, so he didn't do a very good job of that second half because there was a 20-man melee and he sent 2 of my better players off, and I'm disappointed with it. Yeah, you shouldn't get involved when there's a melee. What you meant to do, you know, there was no. I don't think there was any punches thrown. You know, there was just a lot of pushing and shoving, and you know, if he's going to send people off, he should probably send off 10 or 12 because everyone was at it. So, you know, it's one of them. You know, we stood firm. I felt, you know, we was the only team going to score until late on in the set when they had a few set pieces. But I thought we just about nicked it and deserved the win.
I mean, before Gary's winner came, Lee Stevens has had a glorious chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, you know, I thought we had a few good sort of half, 3/4 good chances first half as well, and second half. You know, we you know, if it's shots on target, shots off target, I think we probably dominated. You know, corners they probably dominated, but you know, I thought we was the better footballing team today, and I thought we had to stand up to a big, physical, strong, you know, side in Harlow who worked the socks off and was desperate for a win.
Millsy's goal, said to him before the game, I was like, how long are you going to last before your legs run out? But there he is, breaking into the box. Great finish as well.
Great finish, and you know, we talk about Millsy and his legs are gone. He had good legs once he scored, didn't he, in the celebration? I don't know where they come from, but that's probably the quickest I've seen him move since he was about 19. So fair play to him. He has got a lot. Perhaps I brought him off a little bit too early against Setchell. I don't know. But yeah, you know, I'm pleased for Millsy because, again, he's not just an assistant manager. He's not just a coach. His enthusiasm, and you know, he can still play, can't he? Yeah, he's playing too much at the minute, and his back's sore, his knees sore, and I promised he wouldn't be playing for long, but I'm glad he didn't. In the end, he didn't play a full game. So there you go. Great win, great steady performance, but you know, a bit of money won for the chairman and the football club. We're 2 games away from the dream. You know, let's hope the draw's kind to us and we get a home one. We'll do one.
You said it was going to be potentially a classic because both teams would go for it. It wasn't a classic in one sense, goals everywhere, but it was a proper cup game.
If there was no quarter Arsenal given, wouldn't there? And if you know, some fans like to see effort and, you know, full-blooded challenges and, you know, people sticking the foot and heads and feet and, you know, that sort of game. For some reason, these sort of fans rarely get the Lynn fans going, these sort of games, where it's just blood and thunder, scrappy, end-to-end, not with loads of quality, but with full-bloodedness, if you like. And, you know, they get the managers on the edge. You could tell what it meant to both sets of players throughout the 90 minutes. You know, both teams genuinely thought they could win the game. They thought they could win the game, we thought we could win the game. You know, I'm glad they didn't score at the end, so I wouldn't have fancied going to Harlow on Tuesday. That would have been tough. So we needed to stay strong. Was it a foul on Peds at the end? You know, I don't know if it was. I'd have been disappointed if that had been given the other way round. Might have got a little nudge, but some referees wouldn't give it, and they was putting him under a lot of pressure. So to blame the referee for the start of the game is probably harsh. I think that was probably a hard game to ref.
Just in terms of some of the lads that you've got out there, people like Danny Emmington, he's very young, isn't he? I mean, Gorgs is hardly old, but I mean, some of these so-called younger lads, I mean, they really are becoming men quite quickly.
Well, I've given Sam Gorgon publicly some stick, some serious stick, to the point where he was, you know, we was at a point where he's probably going to leave the football club, and I was like, you know, you can still be a big player for me, but I'm not having you at the weight you are. You need to lose weight because you could be one of the best centre-halves in this league. All credit to Sam, he's lost £10. He lost another 3 over the last 2 weeks. You know, I weigh him every home game along with a couple of others. And he looks better, he feels better, he's playing a lot better, he's a leader, he's been outstanding. So I can only come out here now and say, you know, well done, Sam. You know, you've proved me wrong. You know, I've given you a rocket, but I think on the other side, he's got to be thanking me for giving him the rocket. So, you know, I've managed it. He's responded. Some players, he could have gone to Cambridge City when they put off. you know, excuse me, him, I'm off to Cambridge City. He didn't, he rolled his sleeves up, he's got in the team, and not just today, last week at Chesham, in the week at Biggleswade he didn't put a foot wrong, even though we lost 2-0, and he's going to be a big player for us, and fair play to him. And young Danny Emerton, I thought he was outstanding. I think he's been outstanding, apart from when he switched off for 1 minute against Biggleswade. I think his 3 games, coming from step 7 last year, to step 6 to step 3, I think he's been outstanding. He's going to get better and better.
And you're having a couple of good performances here and there, and then you didn't build on it in midweek at Biggleswade, but a result like this, the way it happened, the way you stuck together,
yeah,
could really be a spark.
Well, that could be, but the bounce back ability of this team, and that is, I don't ever come to a game thinking we're going to lose. Even after we're on a bad run, I don't ever come to a game thinking we can't win the game today, because I know if we put our best foot forward and we work hard and we stick together, we stick to game plans, and we don't go lazy, then you know we can beat anybody. And that don't mean we're going to win 46 games out of 46. That means on any given day, at this level or the level above, we can give them a good game, and that's the key. That is the key. How we, you know, I was miffed the other night with the performance we turned. Yeah, that we had a big effort on Saturday, and we have got a small squad, but that wouldn't really, you know, if players were trying to do the right things and we didn't succeed, then I could accept that. But we had too many players want to sit off, not really get involved in contact. Today, there was contact everywhere, and I said to the boys before the game, we can't let other teams dictate to us how we play. Chesham come on to us, blood and thunder, we match them, blood and thunder, we beat them. Biggleswade sat in, didn't really want to come into any contact, we sat in, didn't really. We've got to, and today, blood and thunder, we blood and thunder, we won 1. We've got to play how we want to play. We want to play high tempo, pressing high up the pitch, with lots of energy, keep the ball live as quickly as we can, because being young has got an advantage, because you should have lots of energy, lots of legs. So, you know, that's what we want to do. We want to keep doing it right, but we have to play at our tempo, not let other teams dictate how we play against them.
And just one final one on Sean McWilliams. Was hoping he might be all right, but obviously a setback.
He's probably glad he didn't play. Look, I probably had another setback. But no, he tried to train Thursday, Friday. They're still not happy with us. At Northampton, they're going to send him for a scan, and once we get the results, I don't think he's far away, but they just need to clear up if there is any abnormality or whatever. So hopefully the next week, you know, that's how close it is. So now Millsy's obviously going to be suspended, and that'll be a welcome return for us, and hopefully we'll have a player in next week.
That's going to be my next question. I mean,
there's a shock you want to ask me about another player, Greg.
I mean, are you going to have to move into the transfer market now, or?
Well, you know, having Quiggs back today was the subs are brought on today, you know, Metham and Dylan Edge, is a lot different than what I could have brought on in the week, if you like. No disrespect, I was bringing on sort of reserve team lads who were trying to break into the first team. But today I had a little bit to play with. I could bring on Leon Metham, I could bring on Dylan Edge, I could pull Quigley off on Tuesday night and had to leave it as it was. Look, I had to leave it as it was for most of the game. So if as a manager, if you've got some bits and pieces you can play with, and your team and give you something to work with, i.e. not being 2-0 down at half time, then you've always got a chance of affecting the game as a manager. If you're dead and buried, or you know, I want to give young lads chances, but to throw, say for example, an Owen McQuaid straight from step 6 out there today with 20 minutes to go, the way the game's, that's not fair. That's not fair on him, really, if you like. So, you know, I'll try and blood the youngsters if we're losing, or if that's like Biggleswade, I'll throw them on 1-0 down, because you know, that was a good game. You know, there was a bit of space, but today would have been tough for a lad of sort of 18, 19 to go out there and who isn't hard in first team play yet. So that was nice to have a couple of subs that I could work with. Liam's been dipped in with us as well. He went on last 10 and showed some good composure. So yeah, great win, first clean sheet, delighted. $4,500 in the next round of the FA Cup. Few beers tonight, I think.
Just ask it. Those blood and sweat games like we had today, those real passionate ones. Do you like them?
Do I like them? I like to play in them. I don't like managing them, especially. You know, they was a rugged bunch, weren't they? You know, and when you got a bunch, when we're physically not a men's team, if you like. Like you look at none of our players are take Quiggs out of it, and you know probably George a little bit, maybe that. You know, none of them are really hard men, if you like. What you call, you know, we have to sort of try and pass and move, and we get by on the physicality side of things, but. First half when we was moving the ball in midfield and Quiggs to Millsy into, you know, we look a good team, but you know we're pleased, we're happy, we're winning the next round, you know, let's go. Brilliant.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate.